Hello guys, it's us again with our second webinar this season, and it's great for me to having you guys, Edvinas and Mindaugas, for webinar about engineering and product updates. So today I have with me Edvinas Račkauskas, who's a technical product manager, and Mindaugas Lukšys, who's our CTO. Great to meet you and great to have you here, guys, again.
Likewise.
Hi, Vincentas.
Expertise-driven IP address solutions for rapid growth. Scale your business with the world's largest all-in-one internet protocol platform. Choose from over 4 million IPs in the IPXO marketplace, and forget the hassle of manual work with automated ROA and LOA, geolocation changes, and whois adjustments. Contact us today to learn how IPXO can help your business grow. IPXO, trusted by over 1,000 clients worldwide.
We're gonna have a webinar every 6 months about how we are doing with our product, also what we up to on our roadmap, and we're gonna have this as our tradition to kind of update our customers or perhaps the new ones, where we gonna go and what our roadmap will gonna be. So today we're gonna revise what we have done this year and perhaps even earlier. Then we're gonna talk about the challenges that we faced, also what's waiting for us in the future. So I'm really glad to have you guys again here in this podcast. My name is Vincentas Grinius. I'm a CEO and co-founder of IPXO, and let's kick off this wonderful webinar. Right, so the first question that I have is perhaps you can introduce yourselves a little bit more and share with our audience what you primarily are working on.
My name is Mindaugas Lukšys, and I am the CTO at IPXO. I joined this company 5 years ago. Not IPXO, it was Hefeist, infrastructure provider. I worked for the more than 4 years in development department as an engineering manager. I was responsible for all the product development. And we, as an infrastructure provider, we faced an issue that we were short of IPv4 addresses, our customers also. And we didn't find any competitors in the market which could provide automated solution for that situation, for the lease as an option. And a lot of startups, we don't have a lot of money to buy IP addresses, IPv4 addresses. So we thought that it could be another idea to start something automated from the IP lease perspective. So in 2019, we launched IPv4
marketplace.
Yes.
Marketplace.
In Hefeist, and it was kind of challenge for us because it was fully automated, but actually it was growing faster than Hefeist itself, and we had an idea to split all those companies. So that's how IPXO appeared as a company. And after a few years, we migrated all the code related to IP lease to IPXO, and later on Hefeist was acquired by another company. So now I'm working as a CTO almost for 1 year at IPXO, and I don't know if I could briefly introduce myself. I would say I'm working here from the beginning, from the first line of code. So that's all.
Very good. So what do you see from the challenge perspectives as a CTO working at IPXO?
A lot of challenges, uncertainties, because when you don't have any competitors in marketplace, you do a lot of mistakes, and you have to challenge yourself. You have to fix, and other competitors are trying to copy you. You don't have anything similar to the product what we are doing now at the moment from the automation perspective. And this is the main challenge, that we are creating something different, something unique in the marketplace.
Do you think that we do a lot of mistakes? I would not call it as a mistakes. I would call as
It's the first times.
first times.
End users, we don't see them.
Sure thing, but again, my perception is that we don't do mistakes. We test and error, where we actually find ourselves for the best possible option. So Edvinas, you actually have a big track record, and from the support down to technical product manager. What's your take, creating IPXO?
Where should I start? Yeah, I joined this company as well in Hefeist before IPXO. I started as a support role. So for me, it was a very interesting journey because in the beginning, most of the stuff we did manually as well, like because nobody knew how to do it automatically. Like, no, we didn't know a lot about the RERs, how they work, what can be automated. So there was a lot of manual work. Every single day you come join the support system, and it's like, okay, I need to do this, that, and that, and repeat. And with the time, it's like, okay, look, I think we can automate this part, we can automate that part, and slowly it started growing. And with our company growing, even I was starting to grow. I was promoted to team lead. Later on, my ideas got noticed by you guys, and it's like, okay, this guy can do maybe more. So you guys promoted me to the business analyst, where I was working with the automation even more, like deep diving into RERs, learning the policies, and basically from there it was just up, up, up.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, and last month I grew up to the technical product manager. I'm still new in the role, but I hope any challenge I will face, I will crunch it. So
Yeah, so just to kind of recap for the audience, it's been a long journey for us to actually get to where we are right now. And I would say that, running the infrastructure business as we previously did, and coming back to the kind of similar world, but it's completely different when you have no competition in the market, and when you have to test your ideas and see which one works the best is a big challenge. And I agree with you that actually it takes a lot of effort, a lot of energy. We had a lot of arguments together, but that's actually our business as usual stuff, which actually makes this journey even more interesting. So tell me how we progressed in terms of the technical stuff, in terms of product development. What was the kind of primary idea of splitting IPXO business line and then moving into automation around the registries, around the actual RPKI and all those bits and pieces?
what we needed to separate these two systems because we had like one platform which was responsible for this dedicated servers, cloud servers, and we also had the IP marketplace under the same roof. So the first challenge was like, okay, how do we split it? We needed to do a lot of homework to create, first of all, like kind of duplicate our current system, which is responsible only for the IP addresses, and then move all our clients who are leasing the IP addresses and also who are monetizing the IP addresses to this new platform. And that required a lot of work because in the beginning we had like kind of, I would say, quite simple verification process. Like, oh, you have IP addresses, just join our company, click on email, and that's it. But with IPXO, we wanted to go beyond and like automate a lot of stuff, which would allow us to do more as a company and for the IP holders to do less work but still get the revenue. So we researched every single RER. We found like how they're working, what power not like power, but like what they need to give to us for us to be able to manage their resources without them like fully giving to us. Because the main concern from the IP holders was like, I don't want to give away my resources. I'm okay to kind of share the resources. You can manage, you can do everything, but I still need to be the owner.
So will I lose my control?
I lose my control.
Yeah, exactly. And the IP leasing as such was such a great area where when you talk about IP leasing, it was so kind of taboo topic. But digging deeper into what actually the registries are missing, and it's not necessarily bad, but what we're missing from the IP leasing perspective was our main challenge, I would say, and the challenge that we took to improve that service, to kind of make the IP leasing a more sustainable option. And as of now, I would say that you guys probably agree that our ecosystem represents that business model pretty well. And at the same time, but I think that and I always keep repeating that business-driven decisions make the best outcome of everything. So, what's your take about it, Mindaugas? How do you think our progress made us smarter, and what was the biggest kind of challenge for you?
I would say the main issue was like credibility, the trust of a new company where nobody knows IPXO, and you have to prove that you are not scammer. Because when you are coming and saying and introducing, showing the demo of IPXO and nobody knows it, and you are just saying, yes, you're IP holder, you have that /24 subnet, and you will get that $100, but what they have to pay for that, nothing, zero. Because at the beginning we did not have any fees for the IP holders. It was kind of small commission fee from the lessee who is paying to IPXO. And IP holders looked at us like as scammers, because I am not monetizing IPs, and now I'm monetizing, I get all the money. So where's the catch? So I think the biggest issues with the clients to be trusted, to be known word in the market. So this is one from the client side, and another one was like from the technical side, because from the technical perspective, as I mentioned before, a lot of uncertainties. You are trying, you are doing, you are facing some maybe policy issues. You are trying to do as it should be. You are trying to avoid abusers. You are improving your KYB processes, etc., etc. So yeah, from my perspective.
I remember when we used to spend many hours in a lot of evenings mock-upping the platform, how it will look like, how it will look like. So yeah, it's awesome. So tell me, guys, what is the biggest progress for us? Was it the automation? Was it the management? Or was it like meeting, usability requirements for the customers? What was the biggest kind of, thing we achieved until now?
So I can answer to that from the perspective of the marketplace. Marketplace is already like available for 3 years, and Edvinas will answer, I think, more like from the IP management, which is new to us, new to the market. So I will not talk about what happened during those 3 years. I will talk about like past 2 quarters. So
it would be not enough time.
Yeah. Those watchers who are our customers, I think they know all the automations which we have done since now. And I generally will speak and face what we have done during those 6 months before that. So We did a lot of automation, but we were lacking a little bit some basic stuff, like, I don't know, hiding child subnets. We had possibility to hide parent, and for example, if we have a IP holder who brought us /19, but for internal usage, he wants to use only /24. So we had the possibility to hide the whole /19, and only with the reservation ID to your known customers, you were able manually to list that subnet or part of that subnet in the marketplace. But like few months ago, if I'm not mistaken, we launched a possibility to hide each and every single children subnet, and this is increasing the revenue for our IP holders.
And it's actually a good point, which I wanted to expand, is that it's not necessary all of the IP holders are leasing through IPXO platform subnets. We also have the direct deals. So our aim is to make as much sustainability and as much flexibility for the IP holders, because we see that more bridges we would build between the leasee and IP holder, the more they would use us, and the more we can develop even more features that would actually make IPXO as a primary ecosystem.
Yes. I will add that we don't want to lock those clients to our system because we will not be flexible.
100%,
Yes.
100%. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Edvinas, what's your take about what do you see the progress that we made the most, and or what was your biggest effort in scoping?
My biggest effort, what we've been working, not for the 2 quarters as Mindaugas talking, but my personal journey started like almost 1.5 years ago, when Vincente, you and the others came with the kind of feedback idea that a lot of IP holders have, not like have, but a lot of people struggling who owns IP addresses, like how to manage them. Not like how to manage, like they don't even know, maybe they have like 10 different companies with the resources, and like, I know I have in this Excel something, in this Excel something, I have IPs there, but they don't see the overview, how their resources look. And we as experts, we're like, okay, that's a good chance for us to create kind of a new product from our side, which would take all these resources in the one place and then show them like overview, how to look on the internet, how to look from the whois perspective, how to look from the geolocation perspective, and what else. So we started from the IP holders. We thought like, okay, we need to create a system that would allow for them to easily add all their resources that they own to our system. So we thought, okay, we know the drill, we know how the RERs work, we know how to map resources, how to detect organizations, that then you can dive deeper and it's okay, if this is the organization, they have this AS number, these IPv6, IPv4 resources. So okay, let's give them few options. You can even all you need to know is like one of the resource. You need to know AS number, and from that AS number, we'll find everything you have in that organization. Maybe you know only IP address. Like, fine, give it to us. We do all the job. So we created this kind of, as we call it, discovery tool, that you just input one of the resources and then the rest is done by IPXO. Okay, like, okay, we done that. What else? It's like, it just raw IP addresses. Like, what can I do with that? So it's like, we need to kind of analyze them or enhance. So we're like, okay, let's collect all the routing information around these IP addresses. Let's show what kind of ROAs they have, what kind of route objects they have. It's like, okay, around routing, like how the BGP looks. So it's like, okay, from that perspective looks good. What else can we do? So it's like, let's collect whois data. So then customers can know how their resources look on the who is, because every single RER tier kind of focusing and like telling the holders that you need to assign the end user, because that's the only way you can kind of expose, and then you say like, okay, I own this resource and it's used by whatever, this customer or this organization, and that way you make it like everything visible in public, how it should be. Then, okay, what else? Geolocation is one of the big topics. There's like plenty of geolocation databases. Let's add that to our marketplace. Let's show how our management, sorry. Let's show how IP addresses look in different geolocation databases. So then you don't need to go to provider 1, provider B, type each IP and see like, okay, this IP looks like this, that IP looks like that. So
basically, we were building the single source of truth.
Yeah. And in the same time, it's like, you don't need to ask, from your company who is responsible for IP addresses. Then you go to the network guy, like, oh, is the array created? Like, I go to you, like, how's our geolocation? Now you just, okay, if you have everything on our platform, you can quickly see everything in one place. You don't even need to have certain knowledge to do that. So that was like,
Yeah, absolutely. So I kind of remember when we had quite a few meetings with large telcos and quite a few other different industry companies, where we saw that there is a big distinction between the C-suite guys and the network guys. And they all have different goals, but still in the same company. Others want to have the kind of revenue, what's for the revenue perspectives, and others wants to have the tidy and understandable network infrastructure, right? But the problem with that is that none of them can achieve those goals, because in most of the cases there is a big challenge, because network teams, they are very lean and only few people managing it, and only few people would find some time to do their business as usual, because what they usually do, they they work with the fires, and they work with those distractions every day. So our aim is not to kind of become sort of yet another tool for the network administrators, but we actually want to connect that C-suite with the network administrator, so that they would have the same common sense and the same language. So working with the IP holders, we notice that they are in the separate boats, and our aim is to actually is to join them together.
C-suite and network admins, they all are using our portal. And what we did previously, we did a lot of automation, but in some cases, those C-suite, C-suite, sorry, but in some cases, those C-suite guys, they need only simple tools, simple UX UI, simple dashboards, which were introduced, and it was kind of small improvement in our platform, but it got a lot of engagement and a lot of thanks from our customers, because earlier you had to download CSV, you had to open on Excel, you have to calculate the earnings, the payouts, etc. So now we around 6 or 5 months we introduced a simple dashboard where you can see how much does that subnet generate you revenue, what is the run rate of money per IP, the whole, etc. You can track the charts of your payouts, etc. So we are now facing also looking back and doing a lot of analysis and improving our UX UI. So yeah.
As per our webinars flow, we haven't agreed that we're gonna insert the feedback source as of now, But perhaps some of you guys got bored of our conversation. So just a quick reminder that every single customer can leave their feedback, their feature suggestion, sending email to feedback@ipxo.com.
Expertise-driven IP address solutions for rapid growth. Scale your business with the world's largest all-in-one internet protocol platform. Choose from over 4 million IPs in the IPXO marketplace, and forget the hassle of manual work with automated ROA and LOA, geolocation changes, and whois adjustments. Contact us today to learn how IPXO can help your business grow. IPXO, trusted by over 1,000 clients worldwide.
For those who actually got bored of our discussion, I would like to kind of go anti-flow and remind our customers, and then the anyone who works with IPXO, that you definitely can leave any feature request or any feedback to your dedicated account manager, or even find the feedback form in the portal, or just simply contact our support, and we all will make sure that admins will include those feature requests into our roadmap. So moving on, what do you think, guys? What is our current challenges or previous challenges that we faced from the operational perspective, or perhaps from the solution kind of engagement with the customers? Can you brief us a little bit more about it?
Abuse.
That's actually a big topic, very big topic, and I think it's endless topic.
Yeah, we made a tough decision like 1.5 year. I will not repeat that story because some of the information was presented during the conference, and we had to end our contract, our cooperation with our customers from the one country related. It was like a big challenge for us because we had a big MRR drop, big revenue drop, and those few months were very challenging for us. But not only money matters, because the, the biggest issue that our ex-customers started DDoSing us, sending phishing emails, spamming, rating, giving 1 stars, and trying to do all the worst cases to us, as previously we were our customers, and now we are not customers but doing bad things for us. So even though, as I remember, they tried to refund for all the previous services which were already terminated for the whole period, and etc. So now I can say that it was one of the best solutions, best decisions what we have done, because few months passed and we are now growing fastly, but we have now like 5-6 times less abuse than we had at that moment. So I don't know. One day I think that some people will say that IPXO is doing a great job because it's not all about the leasing.
They're already saying that.
Yeah, so it's not all about the money, because you have some moral standards and you're trying to do like the internet as a safer place, a more transparent place. So definitely I would say it's abuse.
A few researchers from University of California, San Diego, and a few others made quite a big research about the IP leasing market, and it's great to see. I had the chance to talk with a few of them, and they actually mentioned that IPXO was the inspiration behind this research. So I think that you guys should be proud of it, because our brainstorming, our kind of arguments and discussions, impacted, the whole industry. Let's put it this way, right? And I think that we're definitely filling up the gaps in the ecosystem, and it's definitely one of those things that we should be proud of. So, Edvinas, what's your take about the challenges? Do you agree that abuse is the main concern?
Abuse is definitely one of the concerns, especially we're talking about marketplace. From the management perspective, we are working, it's a sneak peek, let's say. We are working on the IP reputation scans, so that's going to be a huge improvement and kind of to finalize our management cycle, because you can, as we calling discover, then you can analyze, and then you can manage the resources. But even if your resources will be perfect, but they're going to be blacklisted everywhere, they're not going to be in good shape or even usable. So it's important that we introduce the IP reputation scannings so that everyone can keep their resources clean, or if it gets abused, because it's unavoidable, as sad as it is, so you can clean up as soon as possible. And to make it even better, nobody wants to see a raw, IP reputation list. Oh, IP, this is blacklisted. We also introduced dashboard related to the IP reputation, where you can see the kind of insights, how many, from where, and then you can kind of, no matter if you're from C-level or you're just network engineer or from abuse department, you can kind of follow up and see how your resources look around.
Absolutely. So, just to kind of dig deeper into where we are going, so can you give us a little sneak peek what's up in the future, and what we are working right now? What can our customers expect?
So I think I'll continue. So from the management perspective, what we noticed after launching Next Gen IBAM last year, September, that a lot of our IP leasing clients were trying to onboard the resources, but unfortunately it was unsuccessful, because at that time and up till now, only IP holders can upload the resources. But what we are working in the background at the moment is that we want to onboard even those clients. Means if you're leasing IPs, no matter if it's from IPXO, as long as you have resources, you can upload to our system and enjoy all the features what we have available at the moment and in the future. So in that way, it's kind of okay, you have resources, you want to manage, come to our platform, you will see this, you will have that, get all the insights, and throw away that Excel sheet finally.
We call it a third-party IP address onboarding.
Yeah, third-party IP addresses. So yeah. And to kind of wrap it up, obviously we are still a business, so we're working the price plan for that. So we're going to separate marketplace and management as two separate things. So we will keep marketplace free of charge as it is now. We are planning to remove some of the features, because now it's a blend. Some of marketplace features, some of marketplace features, they're kind of management features. So we will move those to the management, and management will be subscription based. So basically, and the subscription plans will be based on the resources you have. So if you own, let's say, I don't know, just 1,000 IP addresses, your plan obviously going to be not as expensive as a company who owns a couple million IP addresses. So that way you can scale up, you can add additional features. Maybe IP reputation is not necessary for you, but we highly recommend. So you can most likely be able to choose some different plans, and based on that, take what is necessary for you. So that's from management perspective, and I think
Sounds good.
Yeah, I will add a little bit to Edvinas. To enable that, we have to refactor the legacy code, because as I mentioned before, Marketplace was launched about 3 years ago at IPXO. It was very factored code without any infrastructure needs from Hephaist. Still, it's a little bit legacy code. So what we are doing now, we are already migrating our IPAM solution, and it's already being tested in the staging environment. So month or two, I don't know, IPAM will be upgraded to the newest version with the possibility to enable new features and roll out new features. Also, we are improving our billing system because, as Edvinas mentioned about the subscription plans, if we want to introduce them, etc. So we have to make the whole ecosystem not two separate products, but one ecosystem. So the Q4 is mainly focus to, let's say, upgrade the whole backend for us and have the whole ecosystem for the, let's say, the management as the whole product. So these improvements will enable and unblock, I would say, a lot of our features which we planned with Edvinas already for the next 2 or almost maybe 3 years in our roadmap. So we will prioritize them, and starting from the next year we will start improve something big what is coming up.
Right. So just to kind of, have a better understanding, what is the kind of advantage for the customers having, this ISO certification?
This means that we as a company, we are following internationally recognized standards for the information security, and you can be aware that risk management, trust, and I don't know, other big clients like hyperscalers, processes, everything is followed by the international standards, which are recognized by the biggest companies like hyperscalers, etc. And as we know, you have to have, it's a requirement from the big companies to have such certificates because, you hold their data, you manage their data, and you are doing this securely. So I'm happy to say that we are having, and hold on for the new.
Sounds good. So
I believe, if I can add as well,
sure thing.
I believe even from the management perspective, I hope that this will give a little bit more trust in IPXO, as the third part of the whole next gen IPAM, after you discover, analyze your resources, to manage them. And for the management part, you obviously need some kind of keys of your kingdom, because otherwise we can't do anything without it. So we hope that with trust and publicity which we're getting, that you guys can like you who are watching, you can trust us with your RPKI keys. You can trust with your whois maintainers or API keys, depending on our RER. So then once you upload those, I'm gonna keep calling keys. Once you upload those keys, you can manage resources from the platform instead of going back to the RER website, clicking there, everything is in one place. And to kind of continue a little bit, because I messed up before, we created so far 2 like advanced tools, like analyzers. So one of them is routing health. So we take BGP data, we take ROA data, we take routing information. We also take your own AS numbers, and we do the analysis from 2 perspectives. So first of all, is like how it looks like, how we're seeing vertically. So like, is the resource, announced resource, has the correct AS number as per announcement? Does it has correct number from routing, AS number from the routing object perspective? And then we also trying to match, is that AS number owned by you, like ASN itself? So in that way, we can provide you like analysis and hopefully show you like, look, this AS number is not yours, but it is announcing your subnet, like your prefix. So you can make actions like, okay, this shouldn't be happening. It's a hijack. So you can take action. You can add AS0. You can create your own AS. You can start announcing the subnet. So that way you can prevent the hijacks and other stuff. And you can also kind of we will also help you to keep your records clean. Because what we're seeing now, especially from the risk perspective, a lot of companies have a lot of like stale objects that are like, they're not valid anymore. So what we're trying to do is like kind of make everything up to date. So, and another tool is geolocation inconsistency tool. Because there's, as mentioned before, there's a lot of geolocation providers and they're not aligned. Some of them showing one location, another one is showing another location, and it's like sometimes it's just how they trace how they trace the IP address, but it also might be the update frequency. So what we learn from our customers that in the end, most of the customers still have like one golden like database that we trust. So what we did that we are like, okay, you trust this geolocation, so you can tell us that this is the geolocation database I trust. Please show how those other geolocation databases look based on my golden source. And that way we can quickly sort for you, like, look, there's, let's say, 300 prefixes that have that database A, database B, database C. So that's like to make easier for you to manage this. Like, okay, now I just need to go to these 3 websites to do the changes.
Yep, absolutely. And we know that geolocation thing is a big topic as well, which is actually, I would say, a pretty wild market because different geolocation database has completely different processes of how it handles the data and how it actually triangulates the end results. So we definitely want to be involved more into, doing more R&D around that topic, because we see that then the internet is growing and exploding within, different markets and globally. We see that the content and the actual geolocation will gonna be a pretty big thing to consider, and of course the inconsistencies in the data is also a pretty big issue. And actually, it's just a small announcement that since we touch up on the data inconsistencies. I'm gonna have a webinar with one of the internet inventors, Steve Crocker, who actually will gonna introduce and we're gonna talk more about his data harmonization project, which is also a very interesting topic to discuss. And that's our next webinar we're gonna have. So yeah, absolutely. Mindaugas, do you have anything to add Edvinas?
Yes, we talk about what's coming next. I would like to add a little bit, not from the short-term perspective, but also from the long-term perspective. Sadly, that I cannot talk too much because it is under R&D phase. It's kind of a little bit confidential, but still, we are not working on everything what's connected to IPv4. We are also working with IPv6 and looking for the possibilities in the future, because some of the clients are looking, you are leasing IPv4, IPv6 adoption is going and growing every day. It's not growing because it's already more than 20 years past and it's less than, 50 or 40%. And yes, we are working on that, and we will later on introduce some changes with the IP management solutions. And another thing is AI. We're already using in our internal solutions, but we are also researching not only for the internal, but also for the external use, and maybe to introduce to our another tools. Another thing what I wanted to add, when you talked about the issues in the internet, I said abuse. So we kinda started new experimental project from the abuse perspective, where we are trying to predict the possible abusive behavior from our customers. So, for example, we will give a lot of data, we will train that model, and hopefully we will say that this client is potential abuser. This is we have 90 or plus percentage possibility to say that he is going to abuse, because all the track record, all the previous track record of our previous customers says that this is potential abusive behavior, and we will be able to warn, stop, or do other actions. So this is experimental projects where we are working, and we will introduce to improve our KYB processes, know your customer, etc., etc. So yeah.
Very simple detection of a spammer if you receive an email from gmail.com email asking for /16. that means 100% possibility. Okay, so as a long-term vision, I think that our goal is to actually make our platform more standardized, more understandable, and more adoptable to every single existing network perimeter. But at the same time, our big focus, and I think you guys will agree, is on IPv6, on AI, on registries, and of course, getting everything together under one platform. Because I think that we're gonna see a big breakthrough moving forward in terms of the internet resource sharing. And we see that actually technologies are evolving into much more sustainable ones that actually don't require as much resources as the knowledge how to control them. So what's your take on that? What we're gonna see as a future in IPXO?
As you haven't mentioned, is abuse, and a very important thing from our, I think, perspective is to be one step ahead of the bad actors.
Absolutely.
Always getting back, and when you implement something new, something good, we are trying to abuse.
We try to turn it bad.
So from the security perspective, I think we have to be one step ahead from,
perhaps even 2 steps ahead.
2 steps ahead.
if possible, yeah.
Sounds good. What about you, Edvinas?
Long term, what I think is that what we can create is like as you mentioned, IPv6. So I hope that our management tool or something else in the long future, that we will have a module which allows customers to easily transform from IPv4, IPv6, do the mapping. And what we see that slowly some people are not lacking, but it's not that popular, or it's harder to learn, is this all networking skills. So yeah, Vincenti, as mentioned, long term, what I'm thinking is IPv6 adoption, as like to have all the necessary tools for the community to have an easy transition from IPv4 to IPv6, to not have, we do the heavy lifting, we do all the thinking, all you need to do is like just have the resources. The second thing is about the routing best practices. We already have manners compliance implemented, but RFCs are picked up almost every day, so we need to stay ahead of the game, as guys mentioned. So RPK ASP, I think, is one of them at this moment, but long term it might be others. So ours as a platform and like ours as a platform is point, and goal is to be ahead of game, even in those routing and other features. So then people don't need to think about it because we do all the heavy lifting for them.
Sounds good.
So, yeah, I think at least these two.
Absolutely. Guys, I think that our panel session is getting to the end. I really appreciate that you guys found courage in yourselves to have our first discussion, and I think that we're definitely going to improve better and better every day. And every single panel will gonna be more informative than the previous ones and dig deeper. Exactly. So, guys, if you have any questions or want to suggestions and stuff, leave the comments on our YouTube channel. And of course, you always can send a feedback on our portals, feedback forms, support dedicated IM managers, etc., etc. So, thank you very much. It's a great panel we had, and I think that we're definitely gonna see more of those. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.